Where does Kirby Smart rank among college football head coaches? I think that over the last few months, he shot up by a couple spots. I think he's definitely entered the top three now, and he might be top two. I'm going to talk about that here on Dog Post for you today. Ryan Curley talking about the best head coaches in college football. Where's that guy rank on the list? Kirby Smart, pictured in DAWGSTRUCTION, that you should totally check out with the link down below. I think he's number two. I think he's number two behind Nick Saban. I do, and I think that's starting to become a popular opinion. I'm looking at a list that 24/7 put out a couple months ago. It looks like in February. I'm looking at their list, and I agree with some of it, but I'm going to try to make my own little top five right here, just off the top of my head. Let's see, just from watching, without digging a lot through research, my top five off the top of my head. There's no question that Nick Saban is the best coach in college football. It's get out if you think it's anyone else. It's Nick Saban, but after that, it's not as clear, and I think Kirby follows. But Saban, you got the national championships. You have the seven rings. You got the six with Bama, the one with LSU, and you got a lot of success in between that. You're number one, Nick Saban. Kirby, I know he's only got the one, so I think Kirby's number two, and we know that his only national championship came in January, and I know that's less than Dabo Swinney, but Kirby did it in less time than Dabo did. I think it took Dabo 8, 9, 10 years to get that first ring. It took Kirby 6. Kirby made the national championship in his second season, and they've only lost one bowl game under Kirby Smart, and that was the Sugar Bowl to Texas. And I don't think the team wanted to be there that day. It was pretty obvious. Other than the national championship they lost to Bama, the only postseason game they've lost is to Texas in the Sugar Bowl during the 2018 season. So he came in and won, I think it was the Liberty Bowl that first year. You know, and then you win the Rose Bowl in year two. I mean, you got consistent top 5, top 3 classes with a couple number 1 classes, and it looks like you're building what could be a little mini dynasty. Kirby Smart, the Nick Saban disciple, the most successful one. You're number two. I think he's number two, and I think Georgia fans should be very happy with that, because I'm putting him over a few guys that are really good. My number 3, I think it's Dabo Swinney. And I know that Clemson's not in the best spot that they have ever been in, but I mean, you won the ACC 7 times. You won the 2 national championships. Dabo's been blessed with really good quarterbacks. You went from Taj Boyd to Deshaun Watson to Trevor Lawrence. Those are great quarterbacks in your history, better than the quarterbacks Georgia's had. So, and you got 2 national championships. You beat good Alabama teams in those national championships. You've been to more. I think you lose to LSU, you lose to Alabama in the other one. So for Dabo, he's done really well. He recruits pretty well. There's some areas that he hasn't been recruiting well in recently, but I think he's number 3. Now, that's probably most people's top 3. The 4, 5, 6, 7 range, I think, is where you kind of varies, because the guys in that group, you got the Ryan Day, you got Lincoln Riley, Jimbo Fisher, Brian Kelly, Luke Fickell is starting to enter that conversation. Jim Harbaugh is somewhat up there, so it gets a little bit cloudier once you go to about 4 to 7. I think you kind of have to put... That's tough for me. My 4 is tough, because for me it's between Lincoln Riley, Jimbo Fisher, and Ryan Day. I'm not going to say Ryan Day. I'm going to put Ryan Day at 5 or 6, because I think he inherited a lot of good things from the Urban Meyer era at Ohio State. And I think Ryan Day needs to win a national championship to move up a couple places. He needs to win a national championship. The talent is there for Ohio State. They're up there with Georgia and Bama. It's time. They got to win. Kind of the way it was Georgia's time. It's time for Ryan Day to get one. And it could be this year. They're going to have a good team. It could be this year. But Jimbo's got the championship, and then Lincoln Riley has just been impressive. He just can't get over that hump. He can't get to the national championship. He's made a few playoff appearances, can't win that first game. So if we're talking about present time, I mean, Jimbo is recruiting at a high clip, but they're not winning. And, that falls on him. They're not winning. So I think Lincoln Riley is a better coach right now, so I put him at 4, but Jimbo falling right after him. Jimbo and Ryan Day and Brian Kelly are all right there after him. I think you can order Jimbo, Ryan Day, and Brian Kelly however you want. Brian Kelly, it's hard to succeed at Notre Dame. It's hard to get kids to come to Notre Dame. I know they're a historic program, but it's South Bend, Indiana. It's a difficult school. It's not as easy to recruit as it is in Baton Rouge, where we're going to find out a lot about Brian Kelly in Baton Rouge. I'm excited to see how he does there. I think he could be really good. But that's, to me, the top 4. I like Lincoln Riley at 4. I do. After that, I think that there's a little bit of an argument between Ryan Day, Jimbo Fisher, and Brian Kelly. I might go Brian Kelly because I really think he's going to do well at LSU. I really think he's going to do well at LSU. I need to see more out of Jimbo Fisher. I need to see more out of Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley can't get over the hump. We'll see what he can do at USC. Jimbo Fisher, they should be winning more than they are, but they're not. So I'm going to put Brian Kelly at 5. That's my rankings right now. Kirby's at 2, and I think that's deserving, and I don't think it's much of an argument. Let me know if Kirby should be 1, if he should be 3, 4, 5. I think he's the second best coach in college football behind his former head coach, Nick Saban. DawgPost.com, DAWGSTRUCTION. We'll see you at the site.